Hello, welcome to Songs in the Key of, a podcast about, well, you'll get to hear the usual introduction in a minute. This is a very special episode of the podcast because it's the first one recorded in front of a live studio audience. Well, a live theatre audience. Last Saturday, a small army of sound people, techie people, and stage management people, all brought together by my newly appointed guardian angel, Stephen Keevil, all got together to help me put on the first ever Songs in the Key of live. And that's what I'm bringing you today. Just a quick note before we begin. As you'll hear, there was some live music at the event courtesy of South Shore and Lupen Crook, but thanks to the wonders of editing software, I've managed to crowbar in snippets of some of the songs that came up in the course of conversation. So if you were there, you'll hear things that didn't appear on the night, and if you weren't there, well, you've got something of a bonus compared to those who were. So, Songs in the Key of live, presented by Medwayish. It goes something a bit like this.
So, please, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage, one Stephen Morris.
Hello, my name is Stephen Morris, and welcome to the first ever Songs in the Key of live event. Songs in the Key of is a podcast about songs. These could be old songs, new songs, or middle-aged songs, anything that takes my fancy, really. Sometimes these shows will be themed around an idea, a person, a genre, or another concept, and these lights really are very bright. Other times they will simply reflect my latest obsessions, my new favourite bands, those songs I can't get out of my head. For this live version of the podcast, I am talking to three musicians who have each made an impact here in Medway, where they come from, and far beyond. Two of my guests appear in my book, Do It Yourself, A History of Music in Medway, this rather large tome, which was published 10 whole years ago by Maria McCarthy and Bob Carling through their publishing company, Cultured Llama. They can't be here tonight, but I think it's important to give them a thank you anyway for giving me the opportunity to get what one reviewer of the book probably quite rightly called an obsession out in print. A lot has happened in the world of music in Medway since then. This year alone, we've seen the release of Theatre Royal's A Change of Weather, Reclaimer by the Spike Direction Effect, and my favourite album of the year, and I'm not just saying that because Alan Crockford is in the audience, the Penrose Webb's The Least of Our Concerns. And so, as Stephen said, I'm working on a second edition of the book, which means enduring the arduous task of sitting in pubs talking to musicians about their music and listening to even more music from the area. It's a tough job. The new edition will be published by Medwayish. Stephen's used my script already, and and Medwayish are putting on this event tonight, and I'd like to thank them, and especially Stephen Keevil in particular, for all the support in getting the second phase of the book's life going. Before I start, I'd just like to alert you to the existence of the record stall we've got over to your right, being run by Alistair and Hannah. They run an excellent record shop in Rochester High Street, Analog Music, and if you've never been, you really should. So make a beeline for there, and then in the normal course of events, make sure you go and visit them in the High Street. Right, let's get started then. Without further ado, can I please welcome to the stage my first guest, Glenn Prangnell. Right, this is a bit of a strange experience.
It's a bit strange, not done this before.
No. Let's start at the very beginning. How did you first get into music, and what was it that made you want to pick up a guitar?
That goes right back, really, because that goes back to being a kid. Like, I can't remember not liking music.
Yeah.
And can't remember not having some kind of interest in it.
Mm-hmm.
And I suppose the first time I ever saw a live band would have been as far as I remember, would have been like going to, and I think you mentioned this in the book, going to like working men's clubs with my parents.
Yeah.
Chatham Working Men's Club or Rain and Mark and things like that.
Yeah.
And they'd always be, like a Saturday night, Sunday night, and they'd have a 4-piece band. There'd be bass, guitar, drums, and usually a female singer, and they'd be doing the hits of the day, like Knock 3 Times and one for the kids. And,
on the pipes.
Leap Up and Down, Waving Knickers in the Air, and all those sort of songs. And do you remember that one? That was that Jonathan King or something? And Snowbird.
Right, okay.
Spread your tiny wings and fly away, all that. They'd all do all those songs.
And he said he wasn't going to perform tonight.
That's all you're getting. You can pay me now. No, and so, but I remember, although the music was pretty horrible, even as a kid I thought it was dreadful, but I was fascinated, like, watching people do stuff, like he's playing bass and singing, and he's playing the guitar, and the drummer often would sing, and and the harmonies, I was always fascinated by how do they do that? How do they do that? But it wasn't instantly a kind of, I really want to do that. I want to grow up and be a pop star or anything like that. It was just it was the mechanics of it. I thought, that's really good. That's really. Really clever. And there was the thing that fascinated me and sort of I found disturbing as well was that often at the end of the night, there'd always be a bloke at the bar, stood at the bar getting more and more drunk as the night went on, watching the band. And you just knew, and he'd have a vest, he'd just be in a vest.
Yeah.
And he'd always go up to the band at the end and say, I want to do a song. And it would always be Mule Train.
Right.
And he'd always get the metal tray, the beer tray.
Yeah. And
he'd sing Mule Train, Frankie Lane. And he'd like hit himself on the head as he did the sound effect. Mule Train, that. And it's like bizarre, really bizarre. Didn't like that so much.
No.
But I was fascinated by the bands,
Right.
That was that and seeing Paper Lace at the Central Hall.
Okay.
In about 1975. They were the first bands I saw.
Yeah.
But as far as like, when did I think I'd get in a band?
Yeah.
Or even consider it. That was probably when I saw the Pop Rivets.
Okay.
And that was in 1980 at the Good Companions Club.
Yep.
But to get to that story, do you mind me going on like this? No. The first time I heard of the Pop Rivets was like a couple of years when I was at school. And I was walking across the field, going to Fort Luton, where I went to school. And this kid I was walking to school with started singing this song about Beetle boots.
Okay, yeah.
And I sort of said, what's that then? What's that? He said, I got this record by this band, the Pop Rivets. It's really good. And it didn't mean anything until a couple of years later. Mm-hmm. And I'd sort of heard, when I heard of the Pop Rivets doing the song called Beetle Boots.
Yeah.
And I was in a second-hand record shop in Chatham, and I saw this poster on the wall saying, Pop Rivets are here.
Yeah.
I thought, oh, that's that band. That came back to me. That's that band that did that song.
When I was young, I had a Beatles wig. Those long pointed boots, they were just too big. But now I'm older, I'm just 19. My feet have grown, there's a whole new scene. Now I got to play Beetle boots on the street, Beetle boots on the street, Beetle boots.
So you weren't necessarily aware that they were from just down the road?
No. I don't think I knew at the time. When he said about the Pop Rivets, I don't think I knew that it was a local band. That didn't register. It was just later on the name. I thought, oh, yeah, Beetle Boots. And on the poster, I had a picture of a Beetle boot. I thought, oh, penny dropped. And as I was in the shop, the fella in the shop said, oh, you're coming to that gig at the Pop Rivets? They're playing at the MIC. And I went, oh, I don't know. I'd never been to a proper gig before.
Right.
Yeah, I might,
Yeah.
And, oh, no. And then, as I was thinking about it, in walks Bruce Brand, and that was the first time I met Bruce.
Okay.
And the fella behind the counter said, "Oh, this is Bruce. He's in the band." And then they both said, "You coming to the gig then?" Yeah, all right. Yeah, I bought a ticket, and I went to see the Pop Rivets, and that was
Excellent.
And I was watching the Pop Rivets at the Good Companions, and Billy Childish was lead singer, obviously, and he sort of came up to me. He didn't know me. He just strolled up to me. I was wearing a Beatle badge or something.
Yeah.
And he said, "Oh, you like the Beatles, do you?" And I thought he was going to kick my head in or something. And he went, "Yeah, I like the Beatles." And then he walked off. That was it. That was the first time I spoke to him.
Okay.
Watched the band, and I thought, I could do that. I mean, I couldn't really, but, you know.
So you formed a band. The first band you were in was the Offbeats.
Yeah.
Famously, you played Belgian television.
Famously. Well, everyone played Belgian television.
Did they?
People in Medway.
Anyone played
Prisoners
Belgian
did,
television?
They? Yeah, they did,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
See, look, all the hands are going up. Told you, it's nothing. It means nothing.
The clip's available on YouTube. I loved how the presenter counts you in.
Yeah, it's terrible, isn't it? So are we. No, it was.
I'm not quite sure he counts you in at the right speed of the song, but never mind.
No, he doesn't.
No.
Qui s'appelle Rhythm and Blues. 1, 2, 3, 4.
My love, she got lots of rhythm in everything she do. Me, I'm never happy 'cause I've always got the blues. How do we go on with the love that's purely rhythm and blues?
But no, that was a good experience. I mean, that first band, we were all kind of didn't know what we were doing, but it was a great laugh. And I remember we used to play loads of gigs around here, and regularly every week, and we used to moan that we didn't. Oh, there are not many gigs, you know. We used to play 2 or 3 times a week. You know,
Yeah.
that's a lot, you know. That was doing all right actually,
Yeah.
but we didn't think it was that good at the time. But yeah, that was the first band, the Offbeats. We did one album, and then we broke up, you know, as it goes.
Yeah.
But it was a good start. It was just
Yeah.
to get, because I didn't have any, you know, I didn't go to school with musicians like Alan did or
Yeah.
people like that. I didn't know any other musicians. I had to find them.
Yeah.
So I had no musical experience. You know, I didn't. It's just like I learnt some chords on the guitar,
Yeah.
and you know, and then a fellow that taught me to play guitar said. He said, "Get in a band." I said, "Well, I only know 3 chords." He said, "That's all you need. Get in a band." So that's where it started.
Yeah. And so moving on, a lot. You were you did the Craven A's. You did Johnny and the Bandits. At one point, you called yourself, and I quote from the Chatham Standard from the 26th of February 1991.
Oh God,
Glenn Gringo Santana.
what? Who said that? What?
You called yourself Glenn Gringo Santana.
I didn't
It
call
says this
myself
in the
that.
Chatham Standard, 26th of
I
February.
definitely didn't call myself
I saw
that.
this in the Medway archive. It's there in black and white. That's what you called yourself.
Someone called me that. I didn't call me that.
And more recently, I say more recently, it's been going on for quite a while now. A Groovy Uncle. You've been doing that since
2010. Yeah, 15 years. So.
Yeah, and you've worked with a lot of people. Haven't
Yeah.
you? I mean, quite a few of those people are in this room, either in front of us or backstage.
I don't want their money, do they? They caught up with me at last.
What's why do you like collaborating so much like that?
I don't know. It's just, I suppose, making each record different to the last and having different. But it's just good fun for a start. It's interesting, but also it makes it interesting for me that when I play my own records, which isn't often unless I'm making a new one and I listen back. But it's like listening to someone else's record then.
Yeah.
It's like when we did the album with Susie Chunk in 2012.
Yeah.
Her singing
Girl from
my
the Neck
songs.
Down.
Yeah, her singing my songs. It's like I put that on, and it's kind of It's not me playing a record with me singing them, which is like a bit, listening to yourself. I don't get much out of that, but hearing other people and other people playing the instruments and doing stuff.
Yeah.
Having said that, more recently I've done stuff where I've doing everything myself. I would contradict in what I've said there, but but I like to try different things. That's the thing.
So your first album was called "Play Something We Know."
Yeah,
and that is kind of, to quote another song of yours, a mantra of how you wanted to make sure that a song sounded vaguely familiar, even though it was a completely original song.
Yeah, well, the title "Play Something We Know" came from that thing that every band experiences. You're in a pub playing and someone always shout, "Oh, play something we know." Stuff. So it was just funny. But also I thought, I like to do a bunch of songs that people go, "Hang on, I know that. You've ripped that off from someone," which I probably have. But, but where it sounds familiar, but you can't quite nail down what it is.
Yeah.
Where you've only heard it once or twice and it's stuck in your head.
Yeah.
Which I know, lots of people do that, but I like that. I like the familiarity of something you've only just heard.
Yeah. There's a lot of sort of character songs in what you do.
Yeah, I like character songs. Yeah.
I wanted to play a clip of what's the song called?
That didn't work out well, did it?
No, it didn't. No. An Ordinary Day.
Ordinary Day.
And what with the resurgence of the Gallagher brothers, there's a wonderful line in there. There's a fellow down the street. He's a big fan of Oasis.
I know his brother pretty well. There's a fellow down the street.
And I think he's a racist. That's the one. Sorry.
I think he's a racist. I know his brother pretty well. He's a big fan of Oasis. Yeah.
Yes.
And there's those kind of couplets. But I like those observational kind of character things.
A fellow on the corner and I think he is a racist. I know his brother pretty well. He was a big fan of Oasis, but I'm not inclined to agree. I've a mind of my own, and your hate isn't mine. I got my beady eye on you, so I run.
And it's the same with on a clip round the year. I did a few of those because I a few years ago, I interviewed my parents for just a family, getting things on tape about my parents' memories of living in Medway.
Yeah.
And they told me about my mum said, when we were kids, you used to have the rag and bone man come round and the toffee apple man. I thought, get that. And then she said, and of course, then there was the oil and colour man.
Yeah.
And I, what? Wait, what? Never heard of that before. It was Oil and Colour Man. And instantly I thought, that's a great title for a song, whatever that is. And she said, Oil and Colour Man. He used to come door to door and he'd sell lipstick, soap and paraffin. Oh, right, okay. But he was called the Oil and Colour Man. So I thought, I've got to write a song.
Yeah.
So I just made up a story about this weird fella called the Oil and Colour Man.
Was that James Worse who did the...
Yeah. And he's done some stuff on the album I'm currently working on.
Yeah.
He's really good, yeah.
Parallel feed, one vacid nutcake.
His name is Stan, the oil and colour man. You haven't got the measure of him yet. He would like to ride you on his bike, and what you see ain't always what you get. The kids can't stand the oil and colour man. He touchy-feely clip you round the ear.
And Howard Eno. That's a great song.
Yeah. Well, we know that's about, don't we?
We do. Does anyone know the song?
No? Big fans.
It's
not my audience, mate.
Not your audience. Oh dear. It's a brilliant song about this bloke called Donald Trump,
Yeah.
and
It's thinly veiled.
thinly veiled,
Yeah.
in that his name gets slightly changed, and that's about it. Yeah. Anyway, I think I'll be putting that on the podcast version of this, because I think it needs to be heard.
It needs to be, yeah.
How would he know? He's a widow and a reprobate. Such a coward is old Howard. Words and actions great. Everyone thinks he's a creep, yet he never loses sleep. Only we know that the worst is yet to come. Howard Eno rises to the bait, only to punch above his weight.
Yeah, character songs are good.
Yeah.
I do like playing around with those. They're good.
Yeah. Excellent. Well, I think that was quick. Running out of
Am
time.
I done? I was going on about the
5
Working
minutes.
Men's Club, wasn't it? Too long.
Oh, I can stretch it out. Oh, okay. I can stretch it out. What else should we talk about?
Whatever you want. What have you got written down?
I'd scooted ahead thinking I was running out of time. Dearie me.
I mean, there's only 14 albums to talk about.
14 albums.
Yeah. Well, the one I'm working on now will be the 14. Well, I've done 13 releases, a new one on the way, plus the side project of Vague Ideas. So
Yes.
that's
Yeah.
15.
And you did a musical,
That was it. Yeah, Vague Ideas.
Vague Ideas. Well, the Letters from New York, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
New York Letters.
New York Letters.
And
So describe a bit about what that was. Was that a competition?
no, it was.
I've done my research very well.
No, initially I was asked by someone in America, Mel Roselle. She's a lyricist, lives in America, and she said, "Would I write some stuff for a musical she was working?" She was originally working with. She had a musical partner that she was working with, and it's the musical is about the last few years of the life of John Lennon in New York.
Yeah.
And she wanted to tell the story in the form of letters and notes written by him to other people and other people to him, letters and messages. So the whole album is done like that. And
Yeah.
And rather than do it, she wanted to do kind of a musical about that, but not use any Lennon music or people write her own stuff.
Yeah.
So she said, would I do it? Initially, I've not done anything like this before, so I wasn't sure at first. I didn't think I thought it might not work. And but I did a couple of songs, a couple of goes at different songs, and she said, "Yeah, this will work." I mean, we're still trying to get it, or she's still trying to get it to the stage.
Yeah.
Over there. She's getting good feedback from it, but actually getting someone behind it is really difficult.
Yeah. Musicals are notoriously difficult to get made, I
Yeah.
understand. Yeah.
So rather than wait around for the musical to happen, we just said, let's put the album with the songs out, and then,
Yeah.
that's the demo for the musical,
Absolutely. Brilliant. Yeah.
Another man shows no affection. Another man don't cry. But if I were there with you today, I wouldn't mind. No, I wouldn't mind. It's only me, Paul. You know I love you. And there's no more crying for us to do.
So you've got a new album around the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I've got to do one more song. I've got to the last song. I haven't come up with anything decent yet. But one more song, I think that'll be the new album. I don't know whether I'm going to put this out on vinyl or CD because the cost. I might just do it as a download only and just...
Yeah.
But but there will be a new album.
Yeah.
Probably next year, I suppose it'll come out.
Yeah. Excellent. Because you seem to be just a hive of creativity. There's just always seems to be another song.
It doesn't always feel like that. Sometimes this is the weird thing about writing songs, and everyone else is probably the same. Where some days it's easy and this is great, and other days I sit down and it feels like I've never written a song before.
Yeah.
I just think, this is really, I can't do this anymore. But usually when I get to that point, I think, I'm giving up, and then something happens and it kicks off again.
Yeah.
But once it kicks off, it usually happens quite quickly.
Yeah.
And so, and it's the thing of like never stopping. You just, I'm not very good at promoting stuff. Once I've finished an album, I should promote it, and I don't. I just get on to the next album, because that's what interests me, is making records. Making music.
Yeah.
So that's the story of my life.
That's the story of your life.
That's what I do.
That's what you do. Excellent. Well, thank you very much, Glenn. The grooviest
It's been a pleasure.
Groovy uncles.
I can sit and watch some interesting people now. The good people, the talented people.
Shall we? Yeah. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Don't leave yet. Right. Thank you very much, Glenn. Our next guest is Rachel Lowrie, who is sitting right in front of me here. Oh, this is a different way for us to spend our Saturday night.
Beats me falling asleep on the sofa. Right?
Yeah. We should have a big bang on by now. Should we just put it on in the corner? Yeah. So your music. There's a big theme of place in what you sing about. Why do you think that is?
Why?
Yeah.
Oh God, you sort of like bring out a big hitter question. Like there was no. There we go. So why place? Yeah, because I guess like I think I've lost myself and found myself in Medway like many times, and uncovering stories about Medway and walking around like exploring places. Like in I remember really clearly in 2012 I just became utterly obsessed by the river, and I would just want to every day go and be by a different part of the river. And there's something sort of cyclical and restorative, and sort of that's probably why I do it. It's an obsession.
It's an obsession. And often the songs, the places that you mention in your songs almost develop a personality.
Yes.
So you've got a particularly feminine personalities. So you've got Mother Medway and Our Lady of Chatham, and then in the Ballad of Rats Bay, you sort of have a conversation with the river.
Yeah.
Because
that is actually what I do.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not much fiction to it. I literally stand like a crazy person and talk to myself.
Yeah.
And wait for the river to talk back to me.
Yeah. It's really beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Because I remember in the lead up to you writing Our Lady of Chatham. So that's about the church by Fort
Well,
Amherst.
it's about the genius loci, so it's about the spirit of the place.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not about the church.
Okay.
But I did drag you up.
You did.
You, your sister, and Caitlin.
Yeah.
One Sunday afternoon, I did drag you up to the up Dock Road, and we just frolicked in a churchyard.
And you were just listening to what the area.
I just
had to say
vibing it out. Yeah.
Yeah. Excellent. I don't know if this is an easier question or a harder one. What was it that sort of sparked your transition from singing, other people's songs
That's a good question.
Writing your own song? So you started off, your sort of background was sort of singing in jazz bands and cabaret nights and things like that, wasn't it?
If we go back a bit, so I started singing at school with my best friend.
Yeah.
And that was all original music.
Yeah.
And we sort of were going out at like 14, and we did that until I was about 17. and I wrote a couple of songs that she is an amazing songwriter, and I kind of did a bit of harmony, and I wrote a couple of songs. I got a bit there, and then it was like I lost my voice. I would say I lost my voice for many years, in some respects, but found myself in other people's songs. I think that's totally a thing. But I kind of always aspired to writing original music. Like for me, that was absolutely that was the thing. Am I allowed to swear?
Are you allowed to swear?
Yeah.
I think so.
Stephen, it's only a little one, but I did manage to stop myself. Yeah, so even if I don't even care if they're shit songs.
Yeah.
Like, I just want to write my words, my songs.
Yeah.
And like when I started writing, there was a fucking lot of shit songs. They just kept coming, because isn't that how you just have to practice a thing, don't you? And I didn't think they were shit at the time. I thought they were like really cool, and then I found more shape to it, I guess, and I think it's like writing songs for, I know this is really selfish, guys, and I'm so sorry because I love you all, but like really writing songs for me, for my voice, and my story. Like, otherwise, what's the fucking point, really? Because everyone, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So you've worked with quite a few musicians around Medway. By my count, you've worked with Stuart Turner and the Flat Earth Society, Groovy Uncle, Senior Service, and These Guilty Men. Have I missed anyone out?
No, I think that's it.
No. What was your sort of experience of working with any of them? All of them?
It's all quite wonderful.
Yeah.
I think Stuart like massively encouraged me like to sing, and like you're singing your song, Stuart, but also in singing my own songs as well. That kind of like went alongside each other.
Yeah.
That was really cool. It's really nice. It's really nice to be in a band, because like it really makes me laugh, and I think I used to sing my own songs with a ukulele. It's really I love that I did that so much.
Yeah.
Because I had to play ukulele because I had my second hip replacement, and I couldn't play guitar in bed, so I learned to play the ukulele. And that's where that all came from. So, but it's so cool actually being with other musicians, and it's really cool singing other people's songs. Like.
And stylistically very different songs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool doing harmony. It's nice doing that.
Yeah.
Yes, good life, isn't it? Just
Yeah. Excellent.
hanging around.
And then a few years back, you teamed up with Hannah Ellaby and Vicky Price to form the Ashen Keys. So,
Yes.
So how did that come about? What was it that sort of got that going?
Oh, that's a really easy one. So Vicky and I met at she was comparing for Chatham Reach Festival, I think, at some pier. And that's when we properly chatted. And she is, honestly, Vicky Price is just one of the loveliest humans you could ever meet in the world. She's so lovely. And we just was chatting, and we just exchanged numbers, and we were like, oh, yeah, like, it'd be really nice to hang out and play some music and just have a bit of a jam. And then, months rolled on and stuff, and we got to 2022, and we were sort of hanging about a bit, and then the band, it kind of coincided, the band that they were in with The Flowing, that kind of ended at the same time that Vicky and I were hanging around together a bit more, and we thought we'd do a thing. And we called ourselves Ellaby, Lowrie, Price, because we were like, this is not a band. This is a collaboration of sorts. And then it became really evident, no, it really is a band, right? Guys, it's a band, guys. You need a band name.
Yeah.
And it was just sort of evolved into the Ashen Keys, and we kind of, as a band, we really want like all three of us contribute creatively.
Yeah.
And it's very like all three of us together.
Yeah.
There's no leader. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is just it just feels like a really lovely place to be.
And tell us how the album, the band name came about, the Ashen.
Oh yeah, so So we decided we needed a name. So Vicky got onto the old internet and found a dictionary of Kentish terms. And there was one that we really loved that I wish that we would called Anthony Pig, because the Anthony Pig is like the runt of the litter, the beloved runt of the litter. And so we had three. We had Anthony Pig, the Ashen Keys, so the Ashen Keys being like ash seeds. And we had, there was a tugboat that Hannah, the lovely Hannah, found. She did loads of research into like boats around, names and things and whatnot. And then we did, we got people at a gig to do homework. We gave out Post-it notes and pens and asked people to vote for what name they thought would suit us best.
Yeah.
And
so it's very democratic.
Do you reckon? I thought it was a bit mean. It was like, come to a thing and do our homework for us. But yeah.
And so with the Ashen Keys music, there's lots of themes of femininity, nature, and relationships in there, isn't there?
Yeah.
What's tell us more about how those sort of songs sort of evolve, and is that intentional or is that just how it's just emerged?
I think it just emerged like that.
Yeah.
I think because we like going for walks.
Yeah.
I like trees. We're kind of telling stories in a way of our experiences, like how we are in the world, like
Yeah. So, off the top of my head, one of the songs you've written is Cassandra.
Yeah.
So tell us a bit about that one.
So I really like reading books, like a lot. Glenn Prangnell also likes reading books, no? And I really love reading books. And there was this book called Electra by Jennifer Saint. And some of the books I went through like a phase of reading these books of retellings of Greek myth, and from the female perspective, like turning it on its head, because obviously like Greek myths and whatnot, that's essentially what everything is built on, isn't it? Whether we like it or not, it's kind of 2,000 years ago. And I really resonated with like this character of Cassandra, and just I kind of like writing stories about women that are considered a bit mad. Make of that what you will. But yeah, and then I've forgotten even what the question is. But yeah, and there was and it took me ages of like sitting and writing and like getting little bits and bobs to go to it, and then there it was.
Yeah.
She spits out her words 'cause she can't keep them in. They call her strange creature, and they shiver. I see her moving through deep time, unaged in stillness I listen. I see her moving through deep time, unaged in stillness I listen. She spits out her words 'cause she can't keep them in. Strange creature, strange creature. She spits out her words 'cause she can't keep them in. Strange creature, strange creature.
And like the other one that of yours that particularly sticks in my head is the Mother Tree.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's again another sort of loosely based on another book. This one more of a science book than a myth book, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell us a bit about that one.
So the Mother Tree is a song about three things actually. One is about the book. So the Mother Tree being like the biggest tree in the forest that will send through the mycelia network, supports the smaller saplings.
Yeah.
So it's like essentially a family of trees, and that it's kind of, for me, the thing that struck me was like the interconnectedness and how much goes on below the surface that we don't see. And all of that. So there was that. There was this forest ancient orchard in Cambridge that was being cut down, I believe, to make way for a bus route. Steve will correct me on that. And which I found out actually through Steve and Laura, who were here today. And that I was like outraged that they were like cutting down an ancient orchard.
Yeah.
And then the third thing of that song is about how, like, if I'm anxious and I can get to some woods or get to the trees, there's something about being in the trees that dissipates my physical experience of anxiety and allows me to sort of regulate and settle and get back on. Get back feeling like I know what way is up again.
I know where I need to go, where my soul is jaded. Far away from industry, the sight and sound of the city. To the mother tree, to the mother tree, tree, tree. Looking up at the sky through the leaves and branches, resting in this web of life, so close to warmth and light. To the mother tree, to the mother tree, tree, tree.
And not content with being in one band, you've started up another one.
It's a bit greedy, isn't it? Yeah.
So, South Shore,
Yes.
which started, when did that start?
December, maybe. I think we've maybe like first hanging out was December last year, and then since then.
So, what is the difference between the Ashen Keys and South Shore?
Well, obviously the instrumentation,
Yeah.
because we have a very small orchestra in the Ashen Keys, and the South Shore band is classic bass, guitar, drums,
Yep.
vocal, drums, guys, drums.
And it's mainly your songs.
Well, at the moment, a lot of the set is my songs that I've written about Medway, but Nick and Stuart are also contributing songs. And actually, Stuart's written our theme tune.
Theme tune?
Yeah, we've got a theme tune. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Sorry?
And Nick's had a piece of music that he's wanted to put lyrics to for ages. And Stuart put the lyrics to for that. So yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But I think for me it's like, really sorry guys, Medway, like his stories about Medway. Yeah.
So some examples of South Shore songs
So
that
what,
you're going to be
stories?
performing later on,
so
aren't you?
we've got Blanche, the Rochester Castle Ghost.
Yeah.
We've got Our Lady of Chatham, the Genius Loci from St Mary's Dock Road.
Mm-hmm.
We've got Medway Mermaid. We've got Magpie Hall Road. And we've got The Ballad of Rats Bay.
Right.
And we've also got, what else we got? Medway theme. We've got Dark Way, which is about St William's Way and William of Perth. And I'm always looking for collecting stories and whatnot.
Yeah. Okay. Excellent. Well, we're going to have a bit of a break now. And then after the interval, you'll be performing with Stuart and Nick.
Yeah, I'm really looking
So
forward to that.
thank you very much. I'm being advised it's time to wrap up.
Okay, cool.
That was quick. It just rattled by. Anyway, there'll now be a short interval where you can get some drinks and go to the loo and do whatever you need to do. And I'll see you in about 15 minutes.
Welcome back to part 2 of Songs in the Key of Live. Thank you very much. Okay, So for part 2 we have Rachel Lowrie back on stage with her new band South Shore, so roll round for them. And we have a small stage redesign, and then later Stephen will be back with Lupen Crook, and then we'll finish the night. Lupen will be performing with Willow. So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. South Shore.
I just said, you guys are sitting down, I've got to stand. So I'm going to make, well, Nick very kindly said he'll stand as well. And Stuart. Thanks. Just going to do a little tuning situation. And then we can get on with the business. So I'm just going to say right now, the lights are so bright I can't see your faces, but I'm just going to smile because I know you're there. This first song is called Blanche, and it's a song about the ghost in Rochester Castle. And one Friday after work, I sat with my friend. The bubble tea shop had just opened, so we went and got a bubble tea and sat out after work having a drink. And I looked up at the castle, and you know that moment when you just go, ooh. Oh, I wonder. And so I went back and did some geeky internet situation research, and this is what happened. guys. Thanking you. So, if you've lived around here, you know Magpie Hall Road. Yeah, and you know that really, really super steep hill. And this was a road that was significant to me in my younger years. And this is a story that I wrote about it. And it was kind of recently that this story got its resolve, which you will hear in the story. But first, I'm going to have a swig of water. Chin chin. Okay. Yeah, extra of that. From the Luton Arches to the Corny Banks, paupers in the summer, no deliverance. A church and a hospital, he's kneeling at the rail. One will cleanse your spirit, what's left will heal your mind. You light the candles and I'll say the prayers. Magpie Hall Road. You light the candles and I'll say the prayers. Magpie Hall Road. Magpie Hall Road. Magpie Hall Road. Saints, no sense, no safety. There was no saints, no sense, no safety. There was no saints, no sense, no safety. There were no saints. But I found a place of comfort. I found a place of light. I found a place of kindness. The pieces of my heart. I found a place of comfort. I found a place of light. I found a place of kindness. The pieces of my heart. You light the candles and I'll say the prayers. Magpie Hall Road. You light the candles and I'll say the prayers. Magpie Hall Road. You light the candles and I'll say the prayers. Magpie Hall Road. You light the candles and I'll say the prayers. Magpie Hall Road. Magpie Hall Road. Magpie Hall Road. Hey. Thank you so much. So we're doing the mermaid song. So we're doing the mermaid song. So it's a song called Medway Mermaid. The mermaid song. That's the one. Yeah. Because, as you know, I like to go and visit the river. And if you kind of close your eyes a little bit, just see out the sideways, you might see a mermaid. This has excellent pedal situation from Stuart. So we decided we'd do this one. See if you can spot it, yeah. You might want to do some like underwater movements. I'm sorry. 1, 2, 3. The trouble starts when we forget who we are. The trouble starts when we forget who we are. The trouble starts when we forget who we are. The trouble starts when we forget who we are. Waterways and the whispers of the river dwellers, the bawling men and smellers, Medway mermaid. She sings to the birds in the salties, resting against the reeds and the marshes, secrets from tidal waves of possibility coming into life. Possibility is coming into life. Nothing but being, nothing but being the stars. Sing to her in the open sky over the estuary. Nothing but being, nothing but being the stars. Sing to her in the open sky over the estuary. Of possibility, it's coming into life. Legend of the waterways and the whispers of the river dwellers, those bally men and the smethers, Medway mermaid. I see her from the corner of my eye, her blue, brown, green scales shimmer, a silver sparkle, light refracting, illuminating the underside. Illuminating the underside. Nothing but being, nothing but being the stars. Sing to her in the open sky over the estuary. Nothing but being, nothing but being the stars. Sing to her in the open sky over the estuary. Thank you. So, Our Lady of Chatham. went into Baggins one day, and like I always look at the books right at the front. I don't get like much past that first step up into the main shop because I'm like obviously looking at like the local history books and whatnot. And there was one day a book, and it had a little story about all the various towns in the UK. And I looked up the one for Chatham, and it spoke about like a genius loci called Our Lady of Chatham, and that she was sort of focused in around St Mary's Church in Dock Road. And it just like really got in. I was like, oh, really curious about this. And so we went exploring, and went up and had a little frolic in the graveyard one Sunday afternoon. It's really beautiful actually, and you've got like St Mary's of Dock Road, and then you've got over the other side is Fort Amherst, and yeah, it's pretty cool. And mix it up with a few other things, and here's this song.
A name, I knew a voice, Our Lady of Chatham. She was in the trees outside St Mary's Dock Road. Do we come for protection? Do we come to be seen? Do we come for knowledge of all that has been? She was here before any of the bricks were laid. Up ahead at the water is where she will fix her gate. Blowing a wind or raising a mist, she's holding out comfort. Do we come for protection? Do we come to be seen? Do we come for knowledge of all that has been? All that has been. She's the keeper of hearts while bodies fall to decay, and minds are fighting to find a different way. She's the keeper of my heart while my body falls to decay, and my mind it is fighting to find a different way. Do I come for protection? Do I come to be seen? Do I come for knowledge of all that has been? Do I come for protection? Do I come to be seen? Do I come for knowledge of all that has been? All that has been.
So this is our last song of this set. If you want to see us play a bit of a longer set, we're at the Man of Kent on Thursday, and we'll be doing like 45 minutes there. And our friend Jeremy, who is used to be known as Dylan Trees, he was a musician in LA and 14 years ago. If you look him up under Spotify, it's under Dylan Trees. But he's been writing some new stuff, and he's coming down from Leytonstone to do a set as well. Yeah, thank you for having us, and thank you, Rob, for doing the sound and all of that whatnot. And I'm looking forward to the rest of the evening. I can't wait to relax and breathe out and sit down. We actually have some stickers, some South Shore stickers. So if you want to come and find us at the end, get a free sticker, guys. And yeah, we're in the studio tomorrow, aren't we? So we're in the studio with drums tomorrow. So hopefully, quite soon we'll have something more to share with you as well. But this is our last song. This is the one about me talking to the river, and the one where she talks back. And it's called The Ballad of Rats Bay. So kind of picture yourself down by Sun Pier, looking out into the mud, and the shopping trolleys and the swans, and all the creatures. Nick could show you a video of Oasis because he went there yesterday. So it's pretty bloody impressive. No.
She's a wise-out soul who flows further than the breadth of these towns. She sings to me, she sings to me. You can change your pattern, yes. You can draw your day differently. You can change your pattern, and you can draw that.
Behavior on
Ladies and gentlemen, return to the stage, Stephen Morris.
Welcome back to the second half. So our final guest tonight is Lupen Crook, who I've been a big fan of for quite a while now. So, welcome to the stage, Lupen Crook. Sorry. You might need 3 hands. How you doing?
Yes, good.
Good, yeah.
Yep.
Excellent. Right, where are we? Where's my... So, you've had a few different sort of stages in your musical life, I feel. You started off with bands like, when you were at school, I think, Bonsai Reservoir and Pet Burger.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, were they sort of a grunge band, or what were they like?
No. I mean, I was basically a heavy metal kid.
A heavy metal kid, okay.
Yeah,
right.
totally. I made an AC/DC from about 8 years old. It was like, Angus Young wore the same school uniform as me, but he's had devil horns.
Right.
So that was like, the decision was made then, very early on. But it was kind of, it was rock and roll, sort of punk, and then grunge. Chris Garth introduced me, he was the drummer.
Yeah.
Through all of that time. He kind of introduced me to that. So it was kind of heavy punk rock sort of vibes.
Yeah.
Probably until I was about 17.
Yeah.
When I made the acquaintance of a fella who just recently moved to Medway called Chris Austin.
Okay.
We knew him as Afro Chris.
Yeah.
And I'd never met really anyone quite like him, actually. We hit it off immediately.
Yeah.
And he had a mate who lives in London, worked for HMV, and used to send down cassettes, like early releases.
Yeah.
And he sent down a cassette that was it was a record by Bonnie Prince Billy called I Can See a Darkness.
Okay.
Or I See a Darkness. And I'd never heard of him before. But kind of, it was that record that just sort of, I put down the electric guitar almost immediately.
Yeah.
Forgot about riffs and all of that stuff, and just, that had such a dramatic impact on me, that one record, really.
Yeah. So
that was before Bonsai Reservoir, actually.
Okay, yeah.
Bonsai Reservoir was the way it was just because of the amount of people that were involved. Were all, me and Chris, basically, no one would join a band with us. I think they thought we were wonky, and we were a little bit. So the band ended up being this kind of disparate. Magically was a street magician we met in Rochester who played the saxophone. Kevin Lee was sort of quite terrifying for me. We were kind of long hair, lank, weird hippies, and Kevin Lee were like more from the sort of drum and bass. Down here, the gun shop.
Yeah.
It used to have a quite a terrifying club under there.
Right.
But they were sort of associated with that.
Yeah.
And so Bonsai Reservoir was really a sum of all those parts.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Wow. Right. And how did the transition happen from that, from those two bands to Lupen Crook?
Bonsai Reservoir just collapsed under the weight of its own wonkiness, to be fair.
Right.
Some things are never meant to last. And I think I'm not sure it even lasted more than 12 months, maybe.
Okay.
Maybe a bit longer.
Yeah.
And I found myself on my own with my acoustic guitar. And I used to go down the Pentagon Centre with these little Fisher Price, the little Fisher Price recorders.
I was going to ask you about that. Yeah, the sort of toy things kids have. Yeah.
Stick a cassette in.
Yeah.
And we used to sit in the Pentagon Centre and all around really, just sort of writing strange little songs kind of developing. I guess that sort of just voice and guitar thing, and then owing to the sort of some of the behaviours and reputations that Bonsall Reservoir had developed. Tap and Tin was in full, it was alive at the time, in a very big way. But we had all, various members of Bonsall Reservoir, had been invariably like banned and kicked out for just being arseholes and like you are, it was not really arseholes, just the way you are. And I was living in a bedsit down near Luton Arches.
Right.
And my girlfriend at the time, her ex-boyfriend was Dean Fragile.
Okay.
Who had started the label at the Tap and Tin.
Yeah.
And I had put Crook de Ville on the cassette.
Yeah.
And she'd handed it to him.
Yeah.
And he'd been like, brilliant. They really liked it. It had about 4 songs on. And they invited me to the Tap and Tin.
Yeah.
And, I remember when, they walked in and the boss guy was like, oh, for fuck's sake, it's you. Do you know what I mean? But by that point, I think, So,
yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it started.
So you started off as Crook de Ville?
Well, only for the first, that's just what I wrote.
Just to scribble something on the tape?
Crook of the town, basically.
Yeah, okay, yeah. And like it's like thinking about, I guess, your first 3 albums, so that's Accidents Occur While Sleeping, Iscariot the Ladder, and The Pros and Cons of Eating Out.
Yep.
They sound there's a sort of a very macabre sort of carnival sort of sound to them. I guess, what were you sort of trying to explore in those days with that music?
I mean, I don't really see any record as, I've come to realise, like, every record I've put out, that I think they're all very different.
Yeah.
But they kind of document just different periods.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never recorded the same way twice.
Yeah.
It's never been with the same set of musicians.
Yeah, yeah.
So with Accidents, to be fair, it was like I worked with he was a film composer, and he was actually retired at the time, in the south of France, and we went together.
Yeah.
And I was back and forth.
Yeah.
There, and
because Tap and Tin threw loads of money at it originally, didn't they? I think you said.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know where any of it came from. but such is the nature of Medway, isn't it? But yeah, I was going over there, and that was wonderful, because he was like, he was a proper film composer. So I'd learned. I remember sitting down with him and being like, well, I want it to sound like A Clockwork Orange cross with early Walt Disney. Yeah. And he was like, let's go, I love this.
Yeah.
And I remember when we gave it to the label, and they were like, what on earth? Because I'd released an EP. Yeah. Which was just me and a guitar. And it got quite good reviews, and I think the label had got excited. I mean, because the label were completely naive. They were as naive as I was. Yeah. Yeah. I don't think there was any experience in the actual the music industry at all. Yeah. Yeah. And to be fair, I think that's the only reason they released it, because from a commercial point of view, no other label would have allowed that release. Yeah. Because it was just like. And as soon as it got released, everyone was just like confused, really. Right. Okay. So, I mean, Iscariot was my last. That was the second release on the label. Yeah. But then, the thing is, Pros and Cons was a proper band affair, really. That was when I was working with Bob and Tom Langridge. Yeah. Who started off as session musicians. Okay. Yeah. That. On Accidents, because so many people played on that. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? It was just, we had all sorts. Massive sound of. Yeah. Like chamber orchestra type stuff. Yeah, we had, it was all sorts going on. But yeah, so I think every record feels different to me, but also like documents, just different periods. Really. Yeah, yeah.
Spit in my eye,
and lipstick on my shirt. Well, how goes the bones of Jones? Anna, tell me when this hurts. Well, I'm not a rainy type of man. Well, I am the sunshine. You know what you are. I ain't got time to jungle it about. You stole it from the start, but now you gotta do without. I gotta count one Cinderella run. I'm not entirely sure she'll ever feel the same the way she felt for me before.
And then as you sort of move on from there, so I think Pros and Cons was 2010, and then the following year, Waiting for the Postman.
Yeah.
That's a very marked change, a lot more introspection, a
Yeah.
sort of a quieter sound. So what sort of informed sort of that change? Because that was quite a distinct change from before.
Yeah, I think it's tricky really, because how can I say it quickly? I had a lot going on, to be fair.
Yeah, yeah.
I got a lot of big press, like a lot of really quick, good press.
Yeah.
Off the first record.
Yeah.
But my relationship with the label broke down during the making of that record.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
completely.
Yeah.
So the second record I delivered, the whole thing was recorded away from them, you know, completely. And you know, by the time it got to Pros and Cons of Eating Out, we were not. There was a kind of a feral. It was completely out of control, to be honest, quite frankly. And I lost you know, everything ends up having consequences, doesn't it? And it was. I don't think I had a moment to look back and reflect at anything. It was just foot to the floor, let's go. And it was really chaotic. I was moving around a lot. And unfortunately, I think by the time it got to Pros and Cons of Eating Out, it's quite hard to... We'd become a proper band then. And it's quite hard to manage a band, you know?
Yeah.
It's like... And we were also... It was quite wonky, you know?
Yeah.
There was a lot going on. And a good friend of mine, very close friend of mine, good artist, he passed away.
Yeah.
About the same time I'd moved up to London, and I was trying to, you know, clean myself up a little bit. And to be fair, it was just I couldn't manage being in a band anymore.
Yeah.
I had to, you know. So I think that is why there's a marked change. I just sort of, unfortunately, had to say, like, I can't do this anymore.
Separate yourself.
So that record was just recorded completely at home.
Yeah.
In complete isolation.
Yeah.
I think, but you know, again, it documents that where I was sort of at, really.
I think, I think that's one of your best albums, to be honest. Yeah, it's really,
It got absolutely destroyed by any press it got.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, they didn't like it.
Well, I do.
Oh,
For what that's worth.
Yeah, I thought it was all right.
We were never ever gonna be part of a plan. Maybe it's our bringing ups, our breaking downs and getting ups. We were only ever gonna be torn at the seams, kinda rag attack, and held together by safety pins. These dishes are filthy, and our parents live in jars. Oh, how I hate the way we carry on down this dirty mile.
And then I think there was a follow-up, British folk songs, and then
Tales.
Folk tales, sorry. And then you sort of move away from being Lupen Crook for a bit, don't you?
Yeah.
You started doing the Lost Film Foundation, that record, and then doing Sex Cells as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what Lost Film Foundation came first. So give us a brief sort of.
Well, it was the parade, really. I think,
yeah.
to be honest, our British folk tales, I decided I didn't want a band, but I did want to work with other musicians.
Yeah, yeah.
So I pulled on different resources to do it. I kind of half abandoned it until someone said, "Oh, we'll release it."
Yeah.
But I think by that point, I was kind of having I didn't know there was a lot to look back on.
Yeah.
And I was quite sick of all of it. And I thought, well, I'll start a band with people that aren't musicians.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's where the parade started. And that inevitably turned into Lost Film Foundation. It was me and Jemima Dean.
Yeah.
And that was its own thing and journey.
Yeah.
And by the time that we managed to put together a record, but through that, I mean, that had about 13, 14 members come and go. It was sort of like, it was one of those bands. But through that, I met Willow.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was just sick of playing guitar. I was sick of writing songs. And I had I'd had this name knocking around for ages, Sex Cells.
Yeah.
And I was like, it has to be a punk band, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
It has to be.
So
and I
this
was
is
like,
Sex Cells, CELLS.
Yeah. And I was like, well, look, Willow had been playing synth in Lost Film Foundation and was completely, that's where she comes from, throbbing gristle and, those sort of vibes. I mean, a lot more than that, but and I was like, well, I'll play drums.
Yeah.
I'll do that.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where that started, and I didn't pick up a guitar for almost 8 years. Wow. We just got heavily into analog synths.
Yeah.
And yeah.
He was. We met up a couple of weeks ago, didn't we? And I remember you saying that it involved a lot of lugging of equipment around everywhere.
Yeah, well, analog synths.
Yeah.
They're heavy.
Yeah. Yeah. And then more recently, you've sort of moved back into sort of the picking up the guitar again, haven't you? So there was 2020. So that's that was in the midst of lockdown that you sort of reverted.
We released. It's supposed to be like so many bands. Lockdown just killed it.
Yeah.
And we were working with a fella called Dave Allen. Great producer, and we basically done this live album down in Eastbourne, pretty much live, and I think it was due to be released on the 28th of March digitally, and was going to follow up with vinyl, or the 23rd of March. Anyway, it was about a week later, lockdown hit.
Yeah.
So vinyl production stopped.
Yeah.
Everything stopped.
Yeah.
And that happened, and I think for me and Willow, because we'd been so full on playing, it was actually. We weren't even that bothered by it, actually. I think it was a quite nice moment to be like, oh, should we just be a couple for a bit,
Yeah.
To actually just,
Yeah.
And, I think during lockdown I ended up picking up a guitar and going, oh, okay. Maybe it's the right time to start looking at that again.
Yeah.
I felt more comfortable revisiting it, re-engaging with it, basically.
Yeah, so there was How Rotten the Teeth, and then more recently Wild Nature.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So what's next? Where are we going next for you?
Working on. I mean, I think it's just been a slow build-up of confidence. Like How Rotten the Teeth was just put out very quietly.
Yeah.
And then Lee from Spin Out really kindly put out Wild Nature.
Yeah.
And I think having moved down to Ramsgate now, it's sort of, for the first time, found a little bit of stability. And it's a nice quiet life
Yeah.
But there's a nice community down there, and there is like, there's just musicians and artists and writers everywhere.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think it's a bit like building a bit more confidence up. Now to be like, right, let's engage with these people, and I suppose maybe be a little bit more ambitious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Excellent. And you've got your art as well, alongside all of that.
Well, that's mainly what I think's brought a little peace, is just paint every day.
Yeah. Brilliant. Well, you're going to play for us in a minute. We need to do a bit of rejigging around on the stage, and
a little bit.
And Willow's going to appear on stage magically any second now. So thanks very much, Lupen Crook, for having a chat. That's great.
Cool, thank you.
Yeah. I'll take this moment to say thank you very much for coming, and I'll leave the stage to Lupen Crook and Willow Vincent. Thanks very much. Bye.
Say morning magpie, how you been? Have you brought me anything like you used to do? The secret lives of a misspent youth. Got a full metal jacket I never worn, that I bought from Soho way before they turned it straight. Oh, how I miss the sweet scent of ammonite. Boys in shiny boots of leather, pretty Venus girls in fur. I have tried to make a great impression, but all I got are these words. Where's my lover now? Where's my lover now? Where's my lover now? I guess we'll meet the next time round. Are you visiting, or are you here to stay? Where's my lover now? There's a hole in my boot, dearie me, look at the hole in my boot. What will the family say on your way? But I know that's where wild shoots and pretty petals grow. Through the hole in my boot, what would I do without you? 'Cause when I look through, it sure looks like summer to me. So let the world finally see the fool and the dream. There's a leak in my roof when the rain drips on through, spoiling the floor. They say it's so poor. Oh,
well, he needs to do more. But come the night, me and the missus delight hand in hand. We stare through the open wide into Van Gogh's starry nights. So let the world finally see the fool and the dream. Out on an ocean of black soot chimneys and defunct satellite dishes. I sleep with the same ghosts that stained Tracy Emin's bed linen, and the neighbors may gawk at the way that I look and walk, but I don't give a rat's. I'm a Louis Wayne cat in a Richard Dad dream. So let the world finally see the fool and the dream. Let the world finally see the fool and the dream. Thank you. In a small town east on an Isle mound, a family damned, raised and saw a found, half got legs and the other half arms. If they could just work together, they'd stand half a chance. In a small town east on an Isle mound, there ain't no wives or wars around, just old signs and ghosts haunting the waves. Horseshoes and heather, that's how we trade. On the crossroads, drinking for our sins atop of ley lines, kids collecting spenchers on a beach like it's the front line, blind from the sun, feet frozen to the bone. Pray down, pray up, tie their ankles and throw them in the mud. Pray high, pray low, let the church burn bright, 'cause the devil says so. Buried in the war graves up on the hill, once a year the spirits from the mud flat spill onto the streets like a pack of bloodhounds. Some have got smiles, the others got frowns, and the old gods spill with a bob and lust when the sunlight fades, and so does your luck. Round these ways there's a deathly unsound. If you can't raise your smile, then steady your frown. Of all the untold evils in the world that I know, all the untold evils in the world that I sow, meat for the butcher, save their eyes for the crows. Pray down, pray up, tie their ankles and throw them in the mud. Pray high, pray low, let the church burn bright, 'cause the devil says so. Pray down, pray up, tie their ankles and throw them in the mud. Pray high, pray low, let the church burn bright, 'cause the devil says so. Pray down, pray up, tie their ankles and throw them in the mud. Pray high, pray low, let the church burn bright, 'cause the devil says so. Cool, thank you. You all right? Erie, England, make your way. I need you more than ever, I'm afraid. Erie, England, can you spare some change? All the water holes and wells have been red taped, and the wishes that I made have been reclaimed. It's a bleak midwinter in July. Oh, Erie, England, why, oh, why won't you rise? Erie, England, would you come on by? I need a storm to smite these satellites and reclaim these sponsored skies. Oh, Erie, England, tell me what you say. I need a noise to break the silence. We need a song to sing today. 'Cause the forest has lost its magic since they built that motorway. It's a bleak midwinter in July. Oh, Erie, England, why, oh, why won't you rise? I need you more than ever. Won't you show yourself tonight? There's no more heroes as far as I can see. I just build this nest and hope that the rest stay the hell away from me. Oh, eerie England, won't you let it be? 'Cause there's no more heroes as far as I can see. I just built this nest and hope that the rest stay the hell away from me. Oh, weary England, won't you let it be? Oh, weary England, won't you let it be? Okay, well, thank you to Stephen for having us and for all coming along. I'll play one more, and yeah, hope you're all well and all that. Cool, thanks. Where the crow flies, I will never know. And if the bird dies, it only has to snow. It's gonna be a strange year. I can feel it in my bones. And if it falls out the sky, you might mistake it for an angel. Well, I hope you're right. 'Cause where I'm heading, well, I could do with some light. Where the crow flies, I will never know. That's where children sleep, and my deceased are keeping sound my soul. It's all in the journey, friends. Once you're there, you only get old. Stay young, shine bright, kill crow. Notepads and torn sleeves, oh how the cigarettes will burn. It's these trials and errors and random acts of kindness. Go on, kiss her even though it's not your turn. Try loving just to lose, to feel better for the pain. Getting lost Monday morning and staying lost for days. Driving through the storm with the headlights cracked. As high as a kite and as dumb as all that. Standing up in class, shouting out, I'm afraid. It's better to have jumped and sunk than tread water all of your days. Where the crow flies, well, I don't want to know.
So sleep sound tonight. Sleep sound tonight. Stay young, shine bright, and kill crow. Thank you very much.
So there you have it. 3 guests interviewed, 2 spellbinding sets, and 1 debut live podcast recording. I hope you liked it. I certainly did. Podcasting protocol pretty much insists that I ask you to like and subscribe to this podcast on the platform of your choice. And if you know anyone who is a particular fan of bands that have appeared on Belgian telly, Rochester Ghost Stories, or songs recorded on Fisher-Price tape recorders, be sure to tell them that this podcast could be right up their street. I'll be back sooner or later with some more songs in the key of something or other else. In the meantime, have a marvellous few days and nights till we meet again.